Today we're talking about the difference between rebaled hay and just normal hay. For those of you that do not know, rebaled hay is exactly what it sounds like. It is hay that has been rebaled. Purpose of rebaling hay is when you need small bales or there's a demand for small bales and you're out of small bales, you can take other bales like big square bales or round bales and basically break them down, run them through a small baler, puke them out the other side of small bales. You may be saying, why would you need a rebale though? Why can't you just feed the round bales or feed the big squares? Why do you need to keep rebaling? Well, some people only feed small squares, and in a lot of cases, farmers will run out of their small bales and leave their customers high and dry. And so one of the things that farmers will do is they will rebale big bales and convert them into small bales so that they can continue selling to their market. One of the things with rebaling is you can buy bigger hay, like big squares and round bales. You can buy them at a cheaper price per ton normally than you can small bales. And that's just because bigger bales, it's kind of like buying in bulk. So I could buy big square bales for say $200 a ton, rebale them, and then sell it in a package like this that's worth maybe $300 a ton. Now that may not be feasible for everybody. That's just kind of for numbers sake. That's kind of how rebaling works. So farmers can still break even or even make money off of rebaling. That's kind of just why people do it. Another reason people rebale is, say it's summertime, you've got 20 acres of hay on the ground and you got rain coming. When small square baling, there's a lot more effort and labor and stuff that goes into small squares because you need to pick up all the small squares. If you're someone that doesn't have a bundle or something, you need the labor to stack it. And there's a lot of times just a lot more work that goes into small squares. And if you're pressed by weather, if rain is coming, some farmers will take their big baler or round baler if they have one, or hire someone to do it, and they'll just get it big baled up so that they can get it in the barn dry with still good color. And then later in the winter time, they will set up a rebaling setup and run the big square bales or round bales through their rebaler so that they can continue to sell small squares. Because kind of in that scenario, if they didn't do that, maybe the rain pushes them out and they still got 5 acres of hay on the ground or 10 acres of hay on the ground that gets rained, and now they're losing a lot of money because rained hay is just, it loses its value very, very quickly. Now, yes, there is an extra step when rebaling in the winter, and so maybe your margins might not be as high, or that you might not have as good of margins, but at least you're still able to make some money and you're still able to provide a good product to your customers. So sometimes you have to look at it, well, maybe I may not be making a lot of money. Can I still break even? Can I still provide hay for my customers? Because some farmers, you may be in a scenario where you don't want to lose a customer, and if you run out of hay, that customer is going to go to someone else. So you want to try to treat your customers well. You want to make sure you have a good hay supply for them, all those sort of things. So that's kind of why people rebale, maintain supply for customers, maybe get the hay out of the field and then bale it later on. So there are perks and stuff to rebaling. Again, there's also cons, there's extra labor. It may cost more, but definitely sometimes rebaling can definitely pay for itself. Now, what is the difference between rebaled hay and normal hay? Well, rebaled hay, like this hay right here, is going to be a little bit finer material. Reason this stuff is going to be finer is because it's been baled twice. A lot of big balers and round balers, maybe not all of them, you can let me know in the comments, but a lot of them have knives in it. When it gets baled up, it runs it through knives, it chops the hay up, and then it puts it into a bale. That itself kind of makes the hay relatively finer than a small square. A small square baler doesn't have a bunch of knives. It only has the knives on the plunger. So the plunger goes back and forth, hay gets fed into the chamber there, and the plunger comes forth and it has a knife right here that cuts it. And this right here is the cutting edge of the bale. This is the side that's been cut. As you can see, every time the plunger comes forward like this, there's a knife right here that chops it, and you can see all these edges have been cut, as opposed to this side. You can see how all of it is kind of just longer and shaggier. This was the opposite side of the bale, the side that has not been cut. However, it's a rebaled bale, so it's been through a big baler or a round baler, I'm not really sure. So it kind of got chopped up in that, plus it got rebaled and chopped again when it got plunged in the small baler. This stuff becomes a lot finer material, which for some people may be a big plus. You have a lot more palatable feed in this hand compared to a bale like this, which has not been rebaled. And you can see this stuff is a lot longer and not chopped up as much. Now, this is kind of some pretty poor quality first cutting, but it's exactly what I mean though. This is first cutting just like that other stuff I showed you. It's so much longer. It's not chopped up. That's what that stuff looks like. So if you ever come across rebaled hay or hay that has been rebaled, keep that in mind, that hay is most likely going to be a lot finer, a lot more chopped up, and a lot more palatable and less stemmy than other hay or normal, regular out of the field baled hay. Now, this hay right here is still first cutting. First cutting is still stemmy. You're gonna get stems and, you know, the typical stemmy kind of stuff you get with first cutting, kind of like this stuff right here. However, they're not really long stems. It's chopped up into really fine stuff, as you can see, which for some people may be a big plus. If you're someone that has a horse that, you know, can't handle tough stuff, stemmy stuff, this could be, I'm not saying it will be, but it could be an option to find cheaper hay that is more palatable. So this stuff is kind of a lot softer than, you know, your typical first cutting because it's been chopped up so finely. Then again, it is still first cutting, but it could definitely be a positive for someone. Kind of as a disclaimer though, if you buy big bales, they're gonna be pretty chopped up. So if you're someone that buys big bales or round bales, you may already be used to pretty fine chopped hay. But someone who buys small squares, keep in mind that rebaled hay can be pretty chopped up, pretty fine stuff. So maybe you didn't know that, maybe you did know that. Anyway, maybe this video helped you out. If you're interested in more hay kind of videos, subscribe, follow along, leave a like, leave a comment. Appreciate everyone's feedback. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.